Sì, sentinella notturna. Quello che vedi grida.
Go.
Tendilo
Go
d'orecchio.
into the night.
Tendilo all'estremo.
Listen. Listen to what you hear.
Nella torre di guardia, Signore, io sono colui che
On a
sta.
watchtower I stand, O Lord, continually by day, and at my post I'm stationed throughout the night. Look, there they come, riders, horsemen in pairs. Then he responded, Fallen, fallen is Babylon, and all the images of her gods lie shattered on the ground. One is calling to me from Seir, Sentinel, what of the night? What of the night?
Sentinella.
Sentinel, how long until dawn?
Sentinella.
Sentinella,
Quanto resta della notte?
how long?
Risponde la sentinella.
The sentinel says,
Il mattino,
morning comes,
ma è
and
ancora.
also the night.
Se volete domandare,
If you will inquire,
chiedete,
inquire,
tornate
come
e
back
domandate.
again, ask again.
Sentinel, how long until the day?
Sentinel, how long till dawn?
Morning comes, but it's still night. If you will inquire, inquire, come back again.
Скільки триватиме війна?
Sentinel, how long will the war last? When will the pain of our people and the countries at war end? The pain of soldiers, women, girls, and boys. When will the earth forget the art of war? When will we learn solidarity with everyone on earth? Sentinel, what of the night? Sentinel, how long do we in Afghanistan and in all the countries of the world have to wait for the rights of women, girls, and children to be recognized at last?
Ma è ancora notte.
Morning comes and also the night. If you will inquire, inquire, come back again.
How much is left of the night that engulfs our Mother Earth? Are we still in time to save her? When will politics understand and change?
Sentinela, estamos esmagados.
Sentinel, we are crushed and humiliated. When will the rights of indigenous peoples and our different economies be recognized? When will our ancient and noble cultures be respected and perhaps even imitated? The night has lasted for centuries. When will it end?
Viene la mattina.
Morning comes and also the night.
Se volete interrogare,
If you will inquire, inquire,
tornate un'altra
come back again.
Sentinel, how long must we wait for a more fraternal, inclusive, and egalitarian economy? When will the economy that kills turn into an economy of life? Sentinel, when will poverty be defeated? When will every girl and boy be able to grow up in a world that lets them live the life they want to live?
Morning comes and also the night. If you'll inquire, inquire, come back again.
L'uomo non è il suo errore. Abbiamo sbagliato.
Humankind is not the mistakes we make. We made a mistake, but we too are entitled to the future, to hope. How much longer? When will our work be recognized as real work? When will prisons become fully human places?
The morning comes, but it's still night. If you want to ask, ask. Come back and ask again. Do not grow weary. I am the one who is.
Le parole del profeta Isaia.
The words of the prophet Isaiah are a great teaching on prophecy, yesterday and today. This psalm is many things at once. It's the prayer of expectation and hope in the time of night, of waiting and hoping for God, for a friend, for heaven, for justice, for peace. The prophet is sentinel of the night. He inhabits the night like everyone else, ignorant of the time of dawn. He knows the night. It's his time. And he doesn't give answers he cannot give. The prophet is he who stands. He remains faithful in his place of the night watch. And there he hopes, he waits, he believes. He doesn't know, like everyone, with everyone, but he converses with the passers-by. He speaks to the wayfarers of the night who ask, "Sentinel, how much is left of the night?" And he answers, "The morning comes, but it's still night. If you want to ask, ask. Come back and ask again." He cannot give answers he doesn't have, but he doesn't refuse to listen to the questions. He doesn't send away those who ask because he has no answers to give, but invites them to keep on asking, to keep returning. So the prophet is the man and woman of the nocturnal dialogue. He's the companion of the time of unanswered questions, hence of our time. He can only answer by giving his only two certainties, that it's still night and that dawn will come. Prophetic hope doesn't deny the night and doesn't deny the dawn. Its fidelity to its vocation lies in knowing how to remain ignorant between night and dawn. Prophets love their time by dialoguing with those who ask in search of answers without being able to answer, by being close to those who ask, by standing near and listening. The first Good Samaritan of the Bible are the prophets, who silently bow to the victims of history. And as they inhabit this dialoguing night, the first glimmers of day begin. There's no more beautiful dawn than the one that surprises us in the company of the prophets.
Deve essere profezia. Ciascuno di noi si è sentito chiamare da una voce. E oggi eccoci.
The economy of France is a prophetic economy. It must be a prophecy. Each one of us has felt called by a voice. And here we are today, faithful to the voice that has called us. In this time of change, we don't always have answers to give, but we can always listen to the questions of the young and of all those who ask for a different world.
mas todas e todos podemos ouvir as perguntas dos nossos
We do not
amigos.
have answers to all the economic challenges of our time, but we can listen to the questions of our friends, the victims, the children, the earth, the marginalized.
E em cada dos passantes com a lanterna.
La luz de la linterna es pequeña.
The lantern is a small light, but enough to take the next step.
Tenemos la linterna.
So to those who ask us for answers, we have the lantern to take the next step together, which is the only step that counts because it is ours.
Una nueva economía.
To those who are looking for a new economy, we say, morning is coming, but it is still night.
No se cansen.
If you want to ask, ask,
Cuestionen
come
y
back
vuelvan a preguntar.
and ask again.
Cansen. Yo soy
Don't tire yourselves. I am the one who is here. We are the women and men of listening and dialogue.
Take me by the hand, show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand, show me the way. Take me by the hand, show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand, show me. Bota maya mwana na tongo. Moye comida ngona kosakana. Butu ina sango ya mawa. Boka mobima ekolela. Nenge nilingai baninga. Na kopunganzela ya momo. Boba toya mukili mabe. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me the way. Take me by the hand. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me. Take me by the hand. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me the way. Take me by the hand. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me the way. Take me by the hand. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me. Take me by the hand. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me the way. Take me by the hand. Show me the way I can go. Take me by the hand. Show me.
welcome you prophetic people.
Welcome.
Welcome to the economy of Francesco.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome once again. We are finally here. We are here. And you know, it is true, right? It is idealistic but practical at the same time because we are young. And you know, this is a time of big and infinite dreams to make possible what seems impossible. And you know, this is our way of being practical, dreaming, trying to do the impossible. So yeah, we are finally here after 3 years that Pope Francis letter to us. Can you imagine? We were waiting for this moment, right? I know, I know. Well, after this year of work, we are finally here, and the fact that we are here, you know, it's the deepest meaning of our event. Right, Julia?
Yes, Lourdes, thank you. So when we start, it was before the pandemic and the war in Ukraine. In February 2020, everything was ready for our event, but COVID changed our plans. We could have given up, but we didn't. So we turned the event into a living process that swept through the world. Since then, many things have changed, but above all, we have changed. And in the meantime, new friends have come to join us.
Hey, 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 hey! Let's give some applause to Lito, our DJ from Egypt. Yay! Hello, everyone. So here we are, finally, at the Lyric Theater of Santa Maria degli Angeli. Come on, guys! Woo-hoo! That's great. Today, the whole world is here. I can see Portugal, I can see Syria, I can see Ukraine, Mexico, Argentina, what else? Benin, Korea, Colombia, Guatemala, Brazil! Hey, 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 hey! E sicuramente Italia! Well, actually, not the whole world. Yeah. After 3 years of working and waiting, in recent days, too many of the young people from Uganda, Nigeria, Cameroon, they have not been given visas. And the reason, quote, insufficient guarantee that they will return to the country they came from. Un nouvel ordre économique est-il possible tant que persistent des préjugés, des clichés et surtout sans un minimum de confiance entre
So we hope that this will be resolved.
from all of us?
Oh, sorry.
You know, the economy of Francesco was also established so that these injustices will never happen again. Shomer Mamilaila. Shomer Mamilaila. We would like to remind you that you can follow us and the entire program live, translated into 5 different languages, and on the dedicated LIS, Língua dei Cem Italiana, translation channel. And all information and links are available at, all you know, francescoeconomy.org. And you can interact with us with your pictures, videos, posts on social media using hashtag hashtag EOF2022. And many of our other friends are following us via streaming at this moment. And we are not just in the theater, so some of us have been going around. Let's say hello to Murilo, Federica, Castro, and some students from Assisi schools. Hello there. Ciao.
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 Do you know where we are now?
No, tell us.
Yes, we are 10 kilometers from Assisi in the forest of Colle Strada. It's the famous forest where San Francesco was giving his mantle to a poor person. Now you can see that we are, as you can see here, not only cleaning the forest, but we are also, you see the guys from Angola, from Brazil, from Colombia and Italia. We are cleaning, but also talking about management of forest. Because as Pope Francesco says, we have to take care of our creato, of our forest, in order that we are in equilibrium, you know?
For sure.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. And see you
Indeed.
later.
See you later.
See you later. A
Greetings from
presto.
the Lyric Theater.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Well, we have been looking forward for this meeting, right? For such a long time. And we don't want to waste a single minute, a single second. We are not at a congress. We are not at a forum or a festival, right? This event is something different that only you, that only all of us together can build. We are building it live. So, you know, some people suggested us that maybe we can do a 3-day meeting just made of hugs, of meetings, of encounters. But I want to say, yes, we are doing something here, but it remains an event of hugs, of meetings, of encounters. What I ask you is that we will be close together with our soul open to the world. More silence and few words. More listening to the Spirit that will speak to us.
That's true, Lourdes. Because the economy of Francesco is also an economy that knows how to listen. One that makes room for others. That is able to be respectfully silent in front of the suffering of the world. Here we are sitting happily, but let's not forget our friends in Ukraine, friends in war zones, in areas affected by environmental disaster, such as Pakistan and India. Those who are living in poverty, who are lonely or sick. They too are here. Sentinella, quanto resta della notte. So, now, let us give ourselves some guidelines for living these 3 days. Right, Enrique?
Of course, Julia. So are you all with me now? Let's pay attention in this moment, right? First of all, I know it's difficult, okay, but let's slow down. Let's stop running. Let's stop filling our time, producing things all the time. I know it might seem quite impossible, but we need to try to turn off our phones, computers, and take this moment to meet the other people.
You're right, Enrique. We are not online anymore. We are not in a Zoom session. We do have legs. So yeah, we have to do it like that. Well, then I will add, be in tune with the space we are in. Assisi and its special places are in an extra or inanimate background of our program. They are part of the content related to it, and they do inspire us. Even places have a soul. Genius Loci, el alma del lugar. We are not in Assisi by chance. We wanted to come here, and we asked to come here. We have set out as pilgrims of the absolute, so as to meet the unexpected. So I will say, let's be ready to be surprised.
Yes, but let's live. This event has a personal and a collective dimension, going between the I and the we. So it's important to live these two dimensions fully, so as to build a new spiritual capital and to give a soul to the economy from now until the end, and then keep going.
Okay, so now we have slow down, be in tune, let's live, and last but not least, let's forget the expectations we had when we left home, okay? And let's expect everything.
Okay, so today we will be here in the lower part of the city preparing for our meeting with Pope Francis. And we will spend this first day of the event all together here in, a kind of large camp or rather a mobile tent, the tent of nomads and pilgrims, la tienda de los nómadas y de los peregrinos. Because this is how we feel, nomadic inhabitants of a land that is not our own, always on the move, seeking.
At the end of this first session at the theater, we will all move to the Paleventi, next door, which we have called EOF Hogar, meaning home, casa, lar, for this occasion. We will not only use English, but many languages from around the world. We like the biodiversity of languages. A single language reminds us too much of bubble. So we have kept the whole and divided it into different areas for your meeting, activities, and initiatives. So enjoy the OF Hogar.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Where you already did your check-in, right? Because you did it, right? Okay, thank you. Just well, and then at 4:45 p.m., 16:45 per gli italiani perché usano questo formato, vabbè. 4:45, 4:45 p.m. On the dot, we will come back here in the theater to meet some of the EOF ambassadors and take part in the not-to-be-missed show by the youth of the Seraphic Institute.
Tomorrow, the second day, will begin face-to-face with St. Francis. During the morning until 11 a.m., each of us is invited to visit some of the places associated with the life and the spirituality of Francis. So we may hear and be inspired by his life and this extraordinary message. These personal visits are an essential part of the program, perhaps the most important. And the small book we have in our kit will help us to choose and keep a record of where we go and to write down all that inspired us in that place. Yes.
Okay, this book.
Thank you.
So, very punctually at 11 a.m., the activities tomorrow, okay? The activities will begin. There will be a rich and varied program which has been prepared by participants and coordinators. Each village will be housed in one of Assisi's key locations. The day will end with talks and workshops. Please participate in the activities you have already chosen. Look, we can all understand that an event like this requires punctuality, which, by the way, is one of the forms of civil love.
Yes, Enrique. And finally, on Tuesday, we will have our meeting with Pope Francis.
Woohoo! Yay!
Long awaited, prayed for, lost and found. So we will bring to our friend Pope Francis the gift of some of our stories that were start of develop within EOF. We will listen to his words, and at the end of the event, we will make the pact for a new economy with him and with each others.
Right. Yeah, Julia. Right, guys? Cha, 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 cha. Yay! Very good. No, the truth is because the pandemic, the environmental crisis, the wars, they are all saying ever more loudly that the world needs the economy of Francesco. And it needs it now. And we said yes. That's why we're here. Today, we are here to reaffirm our commitment so that Francis' dream for the economy may become more and more of a reality. Can you see that vessel over there? in front of the stage. In that vessel, we call it the vessel of the future. We will put all the personal commitments we will write down during these 3 days, as you can see in the world famous notebook, okay? So on Saturday, the last day, we will put them in that vessel together with the pact that we signed with Pope Francis. We will entrust everything to the earth so that our commitments become the roots of the economy of the future.
Okay. This event is not just an announcement of the economy of Francesco. It is an opportunity to collect and show the world the work of these last 3 years. The economy of Francesco is the economy of the not yet. But it is also the economy of the already. It is a small already that indicates a great not yet.
And that's why we want to start with them, the protagonists of EOF. Different faces and different voices, because EOF, before being a collection of ideas, a collection of proposals and economic theories, is a mosaic of faces. You can see it right there. An open community of people. The first capital of this different kind of economy is us. Over to you for the EOF harvest.
Hi everyone, hello Economy of Francesco community. How are you doing? Good? It's so nice to see you finally without the mediation of a screen, right? That we can meet in presence. And let me say that Valentina and I, we are so thrilled, so excited to moderate this event, the so-called EOF Harvest. Don't you agree, Valentina? Valentina?
Paolo?
Valentina, where are you?
Paolo? Hey, Paolo? Hey, I'm
you're
here.
there.
Hey,
Wow.
Ciao, EOF community. Ciao, everyone. Ciao.
We are not here.
No, Paolo, sorry. No, I cannot come here. You know, we know each other. We see each other quite often, so I don't want to get bored, you know.
By
I mean,
me?
not because of you. Not because of you, of course. You are not boring.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I sit down.
Yes.
Thank you, Paolo.
No,
I'm sorry.
Don't
No.
worry.
I prefer to stay here.
Okay, but I know, Valentina, now you made this kind of joke, but I know why you are there, because this is the moment of the harvest. And you know that you cannot harvest something just from the stage. You need to be on the field between people to harvest something. And I will say that this is a good image for Economy of Francesco, because Economy of Francesco does not live just in Assisi. It lives, and it will be living all over the world, in our universities, in our enterprises, communities, societies. But then we have a problem, Valentina, because we need to harvest a process so rich and so biodiverse as the Economy of Francesco. How can we do that?
Well, I don't have any idea with respect to how can we harvest such a fantastic event.
Good start.
But what I can tell you is that, to me, the Economy of Francesco has been a sort of bridge, okay? It has been a bridge economy, un ponte, un puente, un pont. So EOF has been really a bridge economy. Why? Well, because EOF people are specialized in building bridges. bridges between times, bridges between disciplines, bridges between ways of doing things. I think that during these times when bridges are mostly destroyed and people live in poverty under them, this could be a fantastic occasion to build a new bridge. Don't you agree, Paolo?
I couldn't agree more, Valentina. I think that UF people are really bridge builders. And let's do a round of applause for this, because it's important, right? And we are really lucky. We are very, very lucky, because in this moment of the harvest, we will hear the voice, the stories of these bridge builders. And again, we are so lucky that I have two people backstage. So I will call here on the stage Entler and Rza. Please join me, and please give them also a round of applause. So, this is the moment in which I become a serious interviewer. So, Entel, with your social enterprise FinEmpowerment, you are building bridges between theory and practice, providing financial literacy and entrepreneurial skills for people in your country, Botswana. Would you like to tell us more?
Good morning, EOF community. My name is Entle Mipi, and I'm from Botswana. I work at Letshego, which is a financial services firm which has presence in 11 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Besides that, I'm a One Young World ambassador, and I founded a social business called FinEmpowerment Botswana. So this social business aims to impart the youth with financial literacy and entrepreneurship skills as a way to help alleviate poverty and unemployment in my home country of Botswana. Prior to that, I served as one of the coordinators of SheVesta Africa, which is a social enterprise which aims to also impart financial literacy skills to African women. So I came to know about EOF through one of my networks. I had gone through the website and I was really intrigued by the values of EOF and how they align with what I do in my everyday activities. One question I always ask myself is, how can we use finance and business to improve the lives of people around us? So since joining EOF, I have networked with a lot of people. It has given me such a new perspective on life. I've networked with people and participated in workshops and activities that have been very eye-opening. Within my village, within the EOF network, we actually co-authored a short paper titled Challenging the Profit Maximization Theory, which seeks to look at different ways that companies can incorporate social and environmental impacts into their company goals, rather than to just be focused on maximizing their profits, which is the old way of doing things. In addition to that, we've also piloted a financial education program which seeks to impart people with financial literacy skills, as well as to impart smallholder farmers with financial literacy skills as well. So to me, EOF is a bridge. It's a bridge between business and what young people are doing. For me, it's also a bridge between who I am right now and who I seek to be in the future. It's also a bridge between the profession of finance, as well as an inclusive economy in which finance can be used to benefit each human being and in which each human being can flourish in. So I see this as a bridge for me today, and I would like to share that with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Valentina, this to me seems a clear example of a bridge builder. What do you say?
Well, I would definitely agree with you, Paolo. Indeed, finance can be something which stuck us to the present, or a bridge which connects us through the past and the future. So this is really, really amazing. But I have also something for you. Here with me, there's Eduardo Brasileiro, another big bridge builder of this new economy we want to build together. So Edu, the floor is yours.
Olá. Olá a todos. Brasileiros.
Hello, everybody. Eduardo Brasileiro. My surname receives my nationality.
Entrega minha nacionalidade, brasileiro. E venho de São Paulo, na zona leste
from
de São
Paulo.
Mas quando o Papa Francisco fez esse convite em maio de
Pope
2019,
Francis gave this invitation in 2019.
nós fomos tocados
When we were working together, we were struck by something, that the economy of Francis needed to land where we are in our environment. July, August, September, in the whole of 2019, we built a specific department for the economy of Francis. The Pontifical Council University, the Catholic University of São Paulo, it was when, let's say hello to the Brazilians who are here, that this economy has to be of Francis and of Claire, St. Clair as well. She's also our model, because it is also to support women. Because Claire, with a vision from the periphery, from involving the indigenous women and the people who are anti-racism, and many organizations of death. So Claire is united to Francis to offer a vision of a new possible world. And so we looked at these reflections, these things that came out in our debates in the university in Brazil, dedicated to discuss a human and ecological economy, which is in line with the curriculum of engineering, of medicine, for nursing. Economy, naturally. Thinking of the human and ecological curriculum where everybody can work together. So the Brazilian department was thinking of three things: of sharing and how it impacts on people, beginning from meeting, from an organization of meeting. It allows us to be filled by this new of impostation, but to begin from meeting with realities, with voices that also have an impact in politics. But in Brazil, we want richness to be shared. We want there to be the possibility so that people who are at the bottom can have an economy that really is a gift for everybody. And in this perspective, that as a popular movement in Brazil, but we've built a vision beginning from Paulo Freire, but my head thinks where my feet are walking. And in this way, I want to be inserted so that the economy of Francis and Claire is really a meeting between the center and the periphery, so as to build a world where everybody can live together. Thank you, Valentina. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you, Eduardo. Very well done. And please, thanks for the work you are doing, and let us know if we can do something to help, to collaborate, because Economy of Francesco does not see geographical boundaries. We have all an open heart and an open mind that can embrace and cross these boundaries, right? And so now I'm very happy to give the word to a person, to Rza, from Azerbaijan, because he's what I would say a cosmopolitic person. He's a citizen of the world. So I would like to give you the word and tell us your story, Rza.
Thank you, Paolo. Hi, Sisi. Hi, everyone. Buongiorno. Hola. Hi, my name is Rza Aliyev. I'm from Azerbaijan, and I've lived in 10 countries and currently live in London. And work as an external engagement manager in BP in sustainability. Before that, I was in diplomacy, in banking, and I co-founded an international organization. I'm also part of the junior board member of the World Monuments Fund, which looks at the cultural heritage preservation, and together I'm also the One Young World ambassador. I've been part of the economy of Francesco from the very beginning, and I've been engaged in the energy and poverty village. And as part of my daily job, I do sustainability, and as the world countries, companies are embarking on sustainability journey, it's really fascinating to be part inside the energy sector to understand it. But having been part of the diplomacy, it's really interesting to see the transformation. But while we do transform and talk about sustainability, which we will be doing tomorrow quite a lot in the energy and poverty village, it's important to realize that sustainability is not just carbon footprint. It has to do with the communities, with people, with planet, with biodiversity, with water. So it's a much bigger topic. My involvement with Economy of Francesco happened when the COVID started, so the pandemic was starting, and it was really tough times for me personally, as for many, many other people, and having, on top of that, the terrifying news on the climate change coming from various reports, and the Economy of Francesco family, our WhatsApp groups, our fireside chats, and the dialogues have helped me really to get through the tough times. But at the same time, it helped me to come up with a greater hope and more strength to make a difference, make a change. We were hoping to meet in Assisi in 2020, 2021, and finally we're here, so my heart is pumping crazy. And talking with various villages, I have made so far for the past 3 years amazing friends. I've managed to contribute my thoughts, but also learn a lot from our fellow villagers from all around the world. And just want to highlight 2 memorable moments from the past 3 years. One was the amazing lecture which I learned a lot from Jeffrey Sachs. It was early in the years when the pandemic was there and we were all by ourselves and really energized us. But the most special ones were, of course, the sessions, October EOF sessions, where Pope Francis shared his valuable thoughts, but also empowered us to take the Economy of Francesco to the new level. And I think that is what we need to do now. We need to really re-energize ourselves and push it to the next level. How? If you ask me, I can come up with 3 solutions to that. So we need to first, by transforming our lives, our activities, our days, by becoming ambassadors for the planet, because there's only one planet that we live in. We should start building bridges to the future, but by paying attention to our present, and by becoming custodians of the energy created between us, which can be the real driving force to trigger global change. Thank you.
What a fantastic experience you shared. Thank you so much. It's really amazing to see how economic practices can create bridges between cultures and peoples, but also between space and time. But also, I can tell you more, as our friend Hentley showed us, bridges can also be built and should be built between theory and practice. In fact, many of you think that actually theory and practice should be put together, should never be separated. So let me introduce Alisa Nuez. She's from the Philippines, and she's working specifically on bridging theory and practice, economy and economics together. Alisa, thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Hi, ciao. I'm Alisa, a young economist advocating for quality education, financial literacy, and personal leadership as keys to sustainable economic development. I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur who wants to be a catalyst for change by providing more opportunities for Filipinos. Coming from a developing country like the Philippines, I had the opportunity to lead some projects in my hometown with some friends and volunteers. We have started adopting a community and have been raising funds through donations and small-scale businesses to continue the livelihood trainings, leadership programs, and tutorial sessions with grade schoolers. I work as an economics and research instructor and the Business Economics Club manager at the University of Asia and the Pacific. I also work as the acting executive director of the Center for Excellence in Governance and a personal research assistant and technical editor of the country's former Secretary of Ministry of Finance and National Economic Development Authority. Aside from these two hats, I also do consultancy projects with local and multinational firms and corporations, which allows me to help other individuals, corporations, and organizations with macroeconomic forecasting, business strategy formulation, and the like. My work at the university introduced me to this amazing opportunity with Economy of Francesco. My fervent desire to enrich my knowledge and capabilities, not just in economics, but in other fields as well. I would like to maximize my abilities in such a way that I do not remain idle. I am fairly new to EOF. I believe that joining this cohort will be very enriching and fulfilling journey, not just for my professional, but for my personal development as well. It will provide me an opportunity to meet more people who share the same interests and principles. This is also a good platform to introduce more people to understand the economic landscape of the Philippines, of other developing countries, like my home country, the Philippines. Thank you so much. Grazie.
Alisa, thanks to you. Thanks for your words, but also for being an example, because Alisa joined Economy of Francesco basically today, you know. But I had the impression that she can tell us more about the spirit of Economy of Francesco, even more than us that we're here since the beginning, right? And so what I would like to say here is that what we need to do as Economy of Francesco is not to remain static, is to go outside, to find people who work, live, and study in the spirit of Economy of Francesco. Because Economy of Francesco is not about doors, sliding doors in and out. It's about bridges. And bridges are about process, right? So, I mean, let's do this. Applause will be good in this case, but anyway. But now I know what everyone is thinking, a lot of words, a lot of ideas, so let's take a break. Let's try to digest these ideas, and let's listen a bit of music, because music is the bridge par excellence, a universal way of communication between all living creatures. So, please, Niado.
Just 'cause everybody doing what they all do. If one thing I know, I fail but I'll grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I'll go home. So am I wrong for thinking that we could be something for real? Am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Trying to reach the things that I can't see. I'm tripping for having a vision. My prediction, I'ma be on top of the world. Yeah. Walk your walk and don't look back. Don't let them decide your life. Don't let them control your life. That's just how I feel. Fight for yours and don't let go. Don't let them compare you, no. Don't worry, you're not alone. That's just how it feels. 'Cause am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking that we could
so much, Niado. Thank you, thank you. Well, it was wonderful, Paolo. Don't you think so?
We were about to dance, but then, I mean, we
No, you
decided
don't
that-
dance, please.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
do
okay.
it. Okay, so one thing that has always struck me about EOF, it has always had a universal spirit. So an inclusive and universal spirit. EOF has always wanted to bring together space, relevance of all artistic forms. So the idea is to take us hand by hand and unite the entire world in one word. Well, this is made by bridging together music, art, and the economy. And this is really fantastic. So this is why idea and theory are always important, together, always in dialogue with practice. So in the economy that we want to build, in the economy that we dream about, theory and practice build together a bridge to reality. So let us turn more on academia now. Let us hear the story about people worldwide working in academia. And hi, Karen. Nice to meet you. So Karen should have been with us, but unfortunately she had some issues yesterday with the flight. So we have here her virtually. So welcome to the EOF community, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you. And Valentina, I think the term for this session, the harvest, is such an evocative and apt term because the economy of Francesco has given me so much. And it has also given us the opportunity to contribute to the best of my ability. I remember, like so many others, that we started our activities in the EOF community right in the middle of a raging global pandemic. And my village, Management and Gift, we connected online with talented people, young people logging in from their homes in lockdown from all over the world. So it is simply amazing what we have managed to do over the last 2 years in our village entirely virtually. Personally, I gradually took on the role of leader of the research subdivision, and together with my village team, we have called upon academicians, companies to interact with us about different aspects regarding management for the common good. And our villagers have then responded with our own proposals for this theme based on our own experiences and expertise. My second experience has been as the coordinator of the EOF India Hub at the St. Joseph's Institute of Management, Bangalore. So we conceptualized this hub as a place to which we would call the most significant personalities in Indian research, business, and public policy to talk to the global economy of Francesco community about what lessons we can learn from India about creating a more just, a more fair economy for the poor. And again, here we experience the same international, multicultural, multi-religious influences on economic thought and practice that promoted equality of opportunity and outcome. I would also like to appreciate the work of the 2 EOF schools, which I think was essential to understanding the spirit of the economy of Francesco. So I would like to commend Paolo Santori and the organizers of the school for bringing such a diverse group of experts to talk to us about various economic topics, because we simply would not have had the opportunity to interact with so many experts, even Nobel laureates, one-on-one, and learn so many new things. And I was especially fascinated by the second economy of Francesco school about the economy of plants. This is cutting-edge economic, business, scientific thought we're talking about. And I had never heard about some of those issues, thoughts, and paradigms before. So it was a very thrilling set of sessions. And another big part for me in the last 2 years was the economy of Francesco Academy. And today, I want to take the opportunity to publicly thank Professor Luigino Bruni, the organizing committee, and very sincerely the donors for conceptualizing this academy, because it gave us young researchers holistic support to pursue research in a topic relevant to the EOF. As you know, these topics are not often considered mainstream because they are not directly profit-driven. And I really learned so much from the EOF Academy sessions that we had with other researchers, because again, here we were, young people from so many countries, each pursuing research about a topic relevant to our local context. So there was a rich local flavor to each session, and yet there was this sense of community of young people from different countries, each in their own way, working to research the conditions that would lead to a fairer, more just, more sustainable economy that benefits all. And a very commendable feature of these sessions was that senior professors and academics would also attend, and they would give us detailed feedback about our work. So this was very valuable to me personally, and I'm sure to my fellow researchers. So in conclusion, when I think about the EOF harvest, I think Pope Francis did what he promised he would do when he invited us young people to the economy of Francesco. He has truly created a multinational, multicultural, secular thought platform for us young economists. And through the Pope's personal promotion of this space, gave us, the economy of Francesco, the legitimacy to attract some of the world's biggest experts and to create initiatives that each of us young people can use towards trying to build a better economy and environment. Valentina.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Vale, you want to tell or I tell?
You tell.
So we are going outside the script because through the story of Karen, we thought that, we should give an enormous, warm round of applause to all the people who wanted to be here, but who cannot attend for many reasons, war, visa, COVID, and all these things. Let them feel that we are with them and they are with us. Okay? Very big. Karen, thank you.
Thank you, Paolo, Valentina.
But also, Karen's story made us think that sometimes bridges are invisible. If there is someone who does not help us to see those bridges, we will miss them. For example, who could have told our guest that a professor of econometric tools in academia, very specific, is also working for Caritas Latin America in concrete projects, helping communities, people in condition of poverty and addressing inequalities. This is José Oscar and now Monke. Pronounce it correctly. Go, Francis.
Gracias.
Bueno, muy buenos días y buenas tardes y noches quienes no están aquí. Yo soy José
Everyone,
soy colombiano,
I'm Jose Oscar Henreo from Latin America, from Colombia. Committed to making the planet a better place for us and for the next generations. That's why I've directed all my efforts and knowledge to provide tools to those who are committed to structural change. I have a degree in economics. I've deepened my knowledge of economic tools and the formulation of programs and projects to implement territorial interventions with a multidimensional impact that allows for the definitive eradication of poverty and inequality. So I've studied at the University of Buenos Aires, as I said. The tools I've used have enabled me to find ways of organizing activities with this multidimensional impact that can be really effective actions concerning equality and poverty and inequality. Along these lines, I'm a senior economist for the Latin American Caritas and in the Caribbean, and from there I coordinate the first Caritas Observatory for Latin America and the Caribbean. I participate in the working group New Economies and Good Living in the region, where we prepare workshops to strengthen the Caritas, and I participate in the mapping task force, where we work in identifying and georeferencing Caritas global activities. I'm also investigator where we have promoted programs to reduce poverty in the region through the use of tools such as social return and triple impact. I've been involved in EOF since 2019. From then on, my commitment has been to energize different spaces for dialogue, construction, and the exchange of knowledge and experience in these territories. I've promoted various actions in coordination with many colleagues and friends, including occasions for dialogue seminars. I've got a lot of friends here with me today. And then there are these Guardians Committee of Latin America network of EOF who are looking at our structural issues concerning poverty and inequality. And we accompany them actively. The accompany organizations based on a religious experience linked to different territorial areas, and we feel that we have to be co-responsible. We are responsible for activating and animating and to work to be more effective based on people's personal convictions and beliefs. So I think the harvest of the economy, Francesco, in this area is really taking things ahead. So I think that we have to, as Agostino said, we have being a living witness to the great escape of humanity. So what I'm doing today is based on this being a living witness to the great escape of humanity, as Agostino puts it, to escape death and poverty. I was born into a vulnerable family, and I was able to study, fortunately, and today be a person involved in the economy of Francesco. I consider this an invitation to love that challenges us to use all our knowledge, all our talent, so as to transform, to bring about necessary change. And that's why I'm very glad to be here with you to share the voices of many people from Latin America, people who day by day give their time, their work, their energy to guarantee that all of us build this network in an effective and unified way. So courage, go ahead, keep going, and thank you very much.
Well, you see, Paolo, what I really like of the economy of Francesco is that in the stories of their participants, life is never disconnected from the profession. So the life of people living the economy of Francesco is their profession, and their profession is their life. They are compenetrated, they work together. We are not doing our profession and they're living our life. We are doing everything together. We are bridging profession and life together. And I really think that this is super important. EOF people are fully immersed in their realities, and these realities make EOF people live and offer a new vision of the world and of its inhabitants. All these inhabitants, no one should be left behind. So,
it's my turn? Yes, yeah, nice. No, but now we have an important moment because we are talking about bridges. But there is a really important bridge that all of us need to build, we need to work to build. And it's the bridge in the dialogue with the indigenous populations. And I'm very happy that today we have Iran Catonino with us, because he's doing that. He's building those bridges, and he will share his experience. So, Iran, please.
Hello.
I like that.
Thank you, thank you. My name is Iran Catuninho Azevedo. I'm 31 years old, and I come from Campo Grande, Brazil. And currently, I'm a PhD student at the University of Tsukuba in public policies, and I also work as a public policy consultant for the city council. And I research about primary healthcare policies for indigenous people. And I work directly in Campo Grande with people like Guarani Kaiowá, Guarani Andeva, Quiniquinau, Cadiuel, Terena, Guató, Aticum, and I feel really happy for working with these people because my research objective is to ensure quality of primary health care for these people and also take into account their participation on these policies. And it's especially important because I work with indigenous that lives in the cities in Brazil, specifically Campo Grande, and it's important to ensure like a sustainable and inclusive urban growth. And my methodology, I use like the primary care assessment tool that was developed by Donna Bidian, applied to the primary healthcare approach that was applied by Starfield. And for me, being here at the Economy of Francesco is a great opportunity because I think that we must restructure the way that we live as society, as economy, as we formulate our policies. Because, for example, I always studied in public schools. I always used the public health system. I had grants to fund my studies outside the country. Then I truly believe that the changing power of the public policy. And that's why I'm here, because I want to build a more human, a more caring economy. And also I think that being here is an opportunity to meet people from all around the world and have valuable insights and learn a lot of new things and develop myself as a person and as a professional. Then thank you very much. Thank you.
So thank you so much. Really, thank you so much. So I'm afraid our time is almost over. So, but I would say that it has been a fantastic harvesting, no, Paolo?
Amazing, amazing.
Well, there were just a few, these were just few of the many bridges that EOF is building. Can you imagine how this fantastic drawing will be in 5, 10, 20 years? So, Carlotta Cataldi, a big applause for her over there, has drawn our stories really beautifully. But think about that. All those bridges, as you can see, actually point to the future. So there is so much we can do. There is so much we can talk about. Many places to be connected and many people to be met. So this is what we have to do to bridge the rest of the world from now on.
Yeah, thank you, Valentina. And now, like a concluding remark before the big applause that you give us for being 1 hour here. No, 2 things really to conclude. First, why did we call this the bridge economy and the bridge makers? Because we live in a world in which a lot of people are still building walls, creating boundaries. And we, as Economy of Francesco, we need to continue to build bridges as an answer to this, and even if it was not an answer. And then, again, outside of the script, and so I hope that the director will not talk with me later, it came a quote to my mind, because there is this quote that says, there are many clouds above, but we are all in the same boat, and the sea has never been so open. Thank you everyone. See you.
por el camino, por la verdad, por la vida. Gracias a Dios estamos aquí unidos en el nombre de la esperanza.
Thank God we are here in the name of life, in the name of hope.
Vamos construyendo un futuro mejor.
Thank to God we're building a better future.
Samba de mi esperanza, amanecida como un querer. Sueño, sueño del alma, que a veces muere sin florecer. Sueño, sueño del alma, que a veces muere sin florecer. Samba, a ti te canto, porque tu canto derrama amor. Caricias de tu pañuelo que va envolviendo mi corazón. Caricia de tu pañuelo que va envolviendo mi corazón. Estrella, tú que miraste, tú que escuchaste mi padecer. Estrella, deja que cante, deja que quiera como yo sé. Estrella, deja que cante, deja que quiera como yo sé. El tiempo que va pasando, como la vida no vuelve más. El tiempo me va matando y tu cariño se irá, se irá. El tiempo me va matando y tu cariño se irá, se irá. En horizontes soy polvareda que al viento va. Samba, ya no me dejes, yo sin tu canto no vivo más. Samba, ya no me dejes, yo sin tu canto no vivo más. Estrella, tú que miraste, tú que escuchaste mi padecer. Estrella, deja que cante, deja que quiera como yo sé. Estrella, deja que cante, deja que quiera como yo sé.
Questo è bellissimo.
So, can you hear? Can you hear the cry of humanity? War, terrorist attacks, racial or religious persecution, violence, conflicts have become common in the news every day. As Fratelli Tutti states, these situations of violence, sad to say, have become so common as to constitute a real Third World War fought piecemeal. Different disciplines have tried to define war, but until now, such a definition is really complex. What we are sure of is that people want peace. They want the recognition of their human rights and their human dignity. So people need to develop and build friendship among nations and promote cooperation to solve economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian problems. However, what we see today is that we are no longer able to unite for shared goals, and sometimes we can feel really discouraged and hopeless. It is what we are living today. But we young people, don't give up. We cannot lose hope. We young people can no longer tolerate resources being taken away from schools, healthcare, from our future, our present, just to build weapons and food used in war and to sell them. We would like to tell our children that the world at war is finished forever. But how to do that? We need to start to ask ourselves, in a personal way, how can we imagine peace and unity in the world with a vision of humanity as one family, as human beings who are part of nature and with the spirituality that guide us? In fact, we have seen many stories of people who have chosen peace and not violent actions are the way of life. And this means that we have to change our mindsets. We have to go to a collective idea. We have to adopt the art of loving, in which we love each one as ourselves. Because as Gandhi said, you and I, we are one. So I cannot hurt you without wounding myself. And this means to make ourselves one with others, which means to identify which are our burdens, our thoughts, our sufferings, our joys. And of course, this is really difficult. And this is a daily training and a sacrifice that we would like to share through the different stories that you will hear today. So first, I will welcome Martina Pignatti. She's here with us. She's the program director of the NGO Un Ponte per Tutti. Thank you, Martina, for all the work that you are doing, and especially because you are building peace. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, dear. Good morning, everyone. And we are here now to try to become very practical about why and how we can resist war, violence, exploitation through non-violent action, by non-violent means. So the personal history of young peace workers is the best way to show how you can go beyond just speaking or advocating for peace, but the best way to show that that is true and to learn how to become a peace worker is to try and start. And the way to start is through conflict analysis, conflict assessment. So as you start analyzing conflict dynamics, actors and factors that shape conflicts, you will see where the opportunities for peace lie, where you can start building an infrastructure for peace. Where are the connectors that build trust and interdependency among members of a community and among conflict parties? Whether you are a diplomat, a parent, a social worker, bring people together in a room where they can do a participatory conflict assessment, they will be grateful towards you. That's a transformative experience for them. The interests, the positions they have on the conflict will change after hearing from the others. That's the power of peace building. So if you start strengthening those connectors among people, you will see magic happen. That's my personal experience. It's the experience of my NGO, Un Ponte Per, working in war zones in post-conflict countries. And for example, countries like Syria or Iraq that have been occupied by Daesh, the so-called Islamic State that doesn't have anything to do with religion. It's a criminal group. So even in those areas, promoting solidarity, coexistence between different ethnicities provoked profound and quick personal transformation among people who had been affiliated to Daesh. I saw a girl, she was a nurse, she was working for Daesh. And she was promoting hate speech on social media, commenting our pages on Facebook on peace-building initiatives. It has been enough to invite her and just type, just come, try to come and see what we are doing. In 2 weeks, she became a peace worker. That's what I mean when I talk about magic. So you can call it Holy Spirit, you can call it faith in humanity, you can call it reciprocity. In any case, what we see, what social scientists analyze and prove is that a conscious shift from rival to cooperative behavior by a small group can bring significant change in the wider community. Remember, peace work is not about utopia, it is about evidence. For example, it is clear in Iraq that peace education is extremely effective in preventing violent extremism, much more than building repressive measures to counter violent extremism when it grew wild. So we experience the effectiveness, transformative power of peace building in war zones, but we know that it is a pressing need to implement such programs here, in this European continent where racism, intolerance increased enormously, and right-wing extremism is being normalized by leading political parties. In this European continent that accumulated so many wrong strategic choices that it is hosting now a devastating war in Ukraine. War is fueled by will to power, for sure, by the criminal decision of the Russian government to attack and occupy land of a sovereign country, but it is also fueled by billions of dollars of weapons flooding into this country. Incredibly, nobody seems to fund peace-building initiatives instead, in Ukraine, in Russia. I was in Kiev in July. We met youth groups, youth centers, peace institutes, teachers that are promoting very interesting peace education programs. Programs of social cohesion among those speaking Russian or those speaking Ukrainian. Programs that are essential to keep the social fabric of Ukraine together. They are not receiving funding. We need to honor them, we need to listen to them, and we need to honor as well the brave Russian peace activists that are protesting against the war today and are being jailed because of this. By the way, if you want to do something very concrete today, we have a fundraising campaign on the website of unponteper.it to support them. And think about the economy. Challenging the economy of war, challenging the financial institutions which fund arms trade. Where are your money? Are they in an ethical bank or not? Change your bank if not. Challenging the corporations that profit from war is the greatest task I see in front of us today. Probably the greatest after the challenge of planning and implementing a true ecological transition. The peace movement proved to the world, thanks to the General Assembly of the United Nations, that it can bring structural change from the grassroots. We proved it the day in January 2021 when the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons entered into force. It was done by us, by people from the grassroots, convincing the governments. So now we need to continue in this direction through an alliance of peace workers, environmentalists, and economists to propose a path towards green peace and fight for it. It needs to be a non-violent struggle because our means need to be coherent with our ends, but it needs to be a struggle. Because without struggle, we will never achieve just peace. So thanks for working in that direction.
Thank you so much, Martina. Thank you for being here and for all your thoughts and ideas. So right now, we go to another continent. We are going little by little. I think we have a video, a small video, and also a small piece. So let's see if it comes. But in the meantime, you can maybe start.
Pues nosotros siempre hemos dicho, y en eso somos claros, nosotros hasta el día de hoy estamos resistiendo y todavía pues como nuestro proyecto es de seguir resistiendo y defendiendo.
So we are still resisting in this project. We don't know how long we can do this because what we have experienced is that up to now we've stayed alive, but tomorrow we could be dead.
Que eso no es, digamos, algo que
So there are 30 or 40 people. It's not everything is impossible because everything is possible.
Me llamo Zaida Yadis Arteaga Guerra, tengo 27 años y soy miembro de la Comunidad de Paz San José de Apartado en Colombia.
My name is Zaida. I'm 27 years old and a member of Peace Community in Colombia. I'm also a young farmer and defender of human and land rights. Most of the civilian population has been forced to displace and leave all their belongings behind. And that happened to us too. My parents and I and my 7 brothers and sisters had to leave our home when I was just 2 years old. When we arrived in San Jose de Apartado in 1998, the community had just been born. To be here in Assisi today is fulfilling a dream, because this cathedral was one of the last places outside Colombia that my uncle, Luis Eduardo Guerra, who you saw in the photo at the beginning, visited as a representative of our peace community in February 2005. My uncle, in a joint operation by the military and paramilitaries, was massacred, along with his 10-year-old son, his partner, and another family. In October 2003, he'd been invited to Assisi to participate in the March for Peace and to go to the United Nations General Assembly on Peoples.
Sobre los pueblos y pedir apoyo internacional. En julio del 2004,
to ask for international support. In July 2004 in Quito, he said, "Gentlemen, what's the point of so many meetings and events when we're being killed? What's the point of luxury hotels, NGO experts, and so many intellectuals? What's the point of all this for us who need you so much to help us not to die?"
A pesar de tanta violencia,
despite so much violence and horror, as a community, we've believed that responding to violence with violence will never be the way to go. On the contrary, we believe that forgiveness and respect for life in all its forms is the true building of peace. That's why we've always said that our yearning is to transform pain into hope. Despite the many massacres, the people of the community have begun to develop an initiative that allows them to stay in their own land and be involved in the conflict in a completely non-violent manner.
de una forma totalmente no violenta. Esto lo logramos también
We also achieve this by rejecting illicit cultivation and any other form of complicity in the war.
Lo logramos exigiendo respeto a
We achieve this by demanding respect for our living spaces, which are neutral zones into which any legal or illegal armed actor is forbidden to enter.
también hacía parte del grupo de
I've
educación
also been part of the alternative education group we have in our community, working with children on the themes of our resistance struggle in the territory, the memory of our martyrs, and production techniques. I'm currently dedicated to the cultivation of pangolja and cacao. It's not easy because we're trying to live as an economic alternative that seeks food autonomy, and this presents thousands of obstacles, including the land question and the capitalist vision that wants to destroy peasant resistance. Since the birth of the community to date, we've had more than 300 dead, innocent comrades, murdered with the aim of weakening and ending our process of non-violent resistance. The youngest was only 18 months old. But here we are, still standing. It's crucial for the peace community to work for the preservation of the environment and to keep alive the memory of those who gave their lives for dignity and the right to land. We'll never stop, and as my uncle used to say, we'll continue to denounce all the injustices we experience, even knowing that for those words we might be killed.
Gracias, Aida, por seguir en la lucha, por seguir en pie. And we know that
Thank you to go ahead with this struggle.
Comunidad de Paz. We have another person here today also, Roviro.
Which language does she speak?
Mi nombre es José Roviro López.
My name is Jose Rivero Lopez. I'm 35. I'm a member of the Council of Community for Peace of San Jose. I'm a farmer and defender of human rights and of the land. My family, my 4 brothers and I ran away from home when I was 10, leaving our land, our animals and our goods. We came here, San Jose de Apartado, in 1997, when the community had not yet signed its constitution. The region of Urabá is a banana-growing area. It has 5 districts, including where we live, where there's our peace community. This Urabá is a strategic location due to its geographical position and natural wealth, which makes it a place of great economic interest. The riches of these lands, in addition to what's found underground with gold, petroleum and coal, it's a kind of a treasure booty that mining companies seek at all costs. Added to this is the drug trade, drug trafficking, which is growing especially in the ports. And one of these has triggered hundreds of disputes over the control of land areas by armed groups operating there, ELN, the FARC, the paramilitaries and regular army in Colombia. The interest of multinationals in our region have led to the conclusion and implementation of mega projects generating more violence. There have been hundreds of massacres, selective killings, torture, and disappearances of people taken by armed groups, all done by armed groups that have been working there for years. in the middle of all this violence that we experienced at the beginning of our community, seeing that our parents couldn't go out to get food, they began initiatives that would allow the population to remain united and alive, because there were so many civilian deaths. There had been so many civilian deaths already. They wanted to go back to the land as a neutral population, not wanting to be involved in armed conflict. With great effort, we managed to acquire small plots of land on the model of small farming, collective farming, and land reform, where people work collectively in teams. The land where I live is fertile and just right for a wide variety of agricultural products, especially cocoa. It's always a great challenge, because we try to live a solidarity and alternative economy, but we'll always face 1,000 different obstacles. Among these is the issue of land, where the capitalist vision wants to destroy the local peasant farmers' resistance that wants to protect the seeds and the biodiversity of our region. As a farmer, I want to live and take care of my land and of its rivers and forests. I know this isn't easy, even more so when there are so many destructive mega projects that want to come in and destroy everything. On several occasions, my life has been threatened by assassins who don't want to keep the defenders of human life and of nature alive, don't want to let them live. But between us, we encourage each other to go forward with the gentle breeze of mutual encouragement. Thank you.
Gracias, Roviro. Thank you so much. We can hear and we can feel that pain and that suffering, right? So many challenges, but you are hearing the voice of your people, and also you are hearing the planet. So thank you for that. And thank you for keep hoping and also doing a not violent action to stop the armed conflict. And now we go to another continent. We jump to Iraq with Fatima Alwardi. Fatima, she's an activist, and she's working also for her country, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Marhaba. Hi. Around 6 or 7 years ago, when you search for Iraq, Baghdad in any browser, what you will find? You'll find many pictures, painful, about wars, explosions, bombings. I'm 28 years old, and I witness a lot of cruelty, injustice, poverty, isolation, racism, killing, assassinations. As activists, we wanted to change this. We wanted to search, find many beautiful pictures about people smiling, participating in community events, activities, and mostly we wanted to live our simple life, demand, and guarantee our rights. My name is Fatima, and I am from Iraq, Baghdad. I have been a volunteer in my community since 2013. My active role in peace building and nonviolence path began with Iraqi social forum and nonviolence. When voices were raised with aims of seeking and searching for alternative solution for war and violence as a means to counter the violent extremism. We started in 2014 by doing a research of violence in our community, questionnaires and collecting data. Based on the data we collect, we found out that the sport is a key to gathering people despite their backgrounds and their religions. In fact, sports can play an essential role to unifying women and men in the same community. And as you know, because it is hard for girls or women to run or riding a bicycle in our community. So, based on this data, we conducted the first marathon of Baghdad in 2015, which was held in Baghdad in gardens, and there's like 500 people participated in it. And then we also continue to do it in the areas where the ISIS is taking in, and it was so hard. So, and also 2019, we wanted to increase the number. We wanted more women to participate in it, and we succeed. We had like 500 women participated in the total of 1,500 people participate in the marathon. And also during the marathon, the event, we are letting people to express their opinions, like they are having banners, a brochure, to showing their thoughts and showing their ideas. Even though in our Uprising October demonstrations, we also use the peaceful sport tools, like we had the bicycle riding in the squares, even though they killed us also. We didn't just use the running, we also used the bicycles. We had the heritage protection team. We are riding our bicycle very long distance just to reach the sites of our heritage and history and civilizations. We have children, men, also kids with us, just sending messages and information to all the people around the world, to telling them we have history, we are not just living in war. Okay, we know that reversing the images is taking a long time and efforts and cohesion from everyone with us. And the change we are doing is a great starting point for peace. Our social movement will continue to demand our rights and the rights of our generations, but it will take a long time and solidarity from everyone from all the world with us. I'm proud to be here to present a small part from our community, our peaceful community we are to change today and live tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima. Thank you, Martina, Saida, Roviro, Fatima. We have seen so many stories, and we know that there are other stories in the world. Many suffering, many pain. But we are here today, and we know that a lot of people is working for peace, with nonviolent actions. So we have to do it, also in our reality, as a personal and a communitarian decision. For a real and lasting peace will only be possible on the basis of the global ethic of solidarity and cooperation, at the service of a future shaped by interdependence and shared responsibility in the whole human family. As Pacem in Terris, an encyclical, states, everyone must sincerely cooperate in the effort to banish fear and the anxious expectation of war from people's mind. But this requires that the fundamental principles upon which peace is based in today's world be replaced by mutual trust. And we are confident that this can be achieved, for it is a thing which not only is dictated by common sense, but it is itself most desirable and most fruitful of good. We young people of the economy of Francesco believe in it. That's right, we believe in that.
Thank you once again. It is because all these stories, all these faces are the economy of Francesco. So thank you very much. You know, it is knowing all these strong stories, backgrounds, that we decided to start with this scene saying, Shomer Mami Laila, Centinela, ¿cuánto queda de la noche? Well, now we have to continue with our program, and I would like to remind you that the vessel here that you see, well, we have to fill it. So that's why you have your notebook. And you know, with all of these first session, you can start writing your commitment, and you can start filling this vessel. So yeah, we're gonna have time to do it. And now I have to say, well, again, thank you for all the people who has participated in this first session. They are really powerhouse words. But we now continue with our program in the EOF Hogar. There we will be sharing ideas, projects. Of course, I know you have a question, where are we going to have the lunch? Well, there we are going to have the lunch, don't worry. And then at 4:30, we need to come back here. Please, at 4:30, we have to be here. We are going to continue here with our program. So yeah, that's all I have to say. We're going to be waiting for you here at 4:30. Arrivederci. Nos vemos aquí a las 4:30.